Okay, so I picked this up at Harbor Freight today. I was needing something to change these tires I had for the Miata. I was trying to get these tires off, and I guess they're really old. They're hard to get off, and I was damaging the rim. So went ahead and picked this up. I'll have to clear out a spot for it, but I am going to do some modifications to it. I believe I've looked online. There's a bunch of different modifications you can buy, like a real duckbill that goes on a automatic tire changer, one of the big ones, and you can set this machine up to do basically the same thing, but manually, of course. But anyway, so I've got some anchors. I'm gonna anchor it to the floor. I got to find a good spot for it, out of the way. Probably have to do some rearranging, but I'll get set up and see if we can't get this thing stationary. It basically comes with everything here. I'll get it all put together and find a place to put it. I have seen some people. This is the bead breaker, and I have seen people say that this thing needs to be reinforced. So I may weld some angle on here just to kind of beef it up a little bit. But we'll start out using it just the way it is, just to see how it holds up. I mean, I'm not doing any big tires, so we'll see if she'll hold up. So let me get this thing put together and we'll find a place to put it. 4 bolts around the base here. That's it. And then 2 pins. One here for this bar, for this pole here, and then one here for the bead buster. So yeah. I got this tire machine planted right here. Was able to take the tire off, no problem. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to build what I've seen online. I think it's this Lucid Designs company that makes an attachment for these manual tire changers. And what it does is actually, it's a piece that goes over this pipe here, and it comes out with a bar, and it's adjustable, and it actually has the duckbill that's on a normal tire machine, and it's adjustable up and down. That way you can take the tire off without damaging the rim, or risk of damaging the rim, I guess. It's supposed to be a little bit more efficient. So anyway, I've got to use this piece. I've got to build a sleeve for this piece to go on top of it. And actually I found this should work. This was an old trailer jack I took off of a trailer I replaced a couple years ago. It's no good anymore. So I think I'm going to use this section of pipe. This should fit right over that. I measured it with my calipers. It should be just about the right size. So I'm going to get this thing apart and measure it and see if it'll fit right over this. The idea is to have 2 collars, one collar here that goes around here, one collar here, and sandwich this pipe in between those 2 collars, in between needle bearings, so that it'll rotate. So that's kind of the idea. And then I can weld an arm onto this, and then my duckbill attachment. So anyway, I'm gonna get this old jack apart, and then yeah, we'll measure it and see if it fits over this pipe. Okay, so this worked. I had to cut this off because it had this little knot, so it was keeping it from going out. So just cut that off the end of the pipe. So fits in there perfect. So that's good. That's what we wanted. So, and this is going to be, let's see, probably about that big. So I can cut it off, mount my square tube into it, or weld my square tube into it. And then I don't have the duckbill yet. It's on the way, and the bearings and all that stuff. So what I'll do, I'll go ahead and get this cut. I'll get it cut straight on the end there, and get it all welded together, and then go ahead and powder coat it and have it ready to bolt that duckbill on there. Got this thing cut down. Should fit on there just like that. Like I said, I'll have a collar on each side, and bearings in between there. So yeah, I'll get this thing cleaned up, get the edges cleaned up, and then sandblast them. Okay, so I ground this out. fits perfect. It's just what I wanted it to do. So I'm still gonna sandblast these pieces separately, and then we'll weld them together. I got most of my pieces cut here. What's gonna happen here? This is gonna be the arm with the duckbill on the end, and I'll weld a plate to the bottom of it, and that's what'll hold the duckbill. It goes through this piece here, and I'll have this plate will fit inside of there. I gotta grind it down some, and I'll find the center here and thread it, drill and tap it, and I'll make a bolt out of probably this bolt here, and I'll put a T-handle on it. I'll weld a T-handle on it with that stock right here. And then this, I'll do the same thing here. Except I'm gonna have to weld a nut on the back side of here, and then that way this can adjust, you know, back and forth, slide up and down this thing, and yeah. So let me get it all cleaned up now. See if we can't get it welded together. Got this thing welded up, and said it'll go on here like this. Well, I got it sandblasted and welded up, so I have to put it on from the bottom because it's got some welds on top. But that's how it'll go. And then this piece will go down in here, and you'll be able to adjust. This piece will go down in here, and you'll be able to adjust it however far down you need to go to break the bead, and then you just should rotate around. So, I got to get some of these weld burrs off of here. So what I'll do, I got to make take this bolt out and make a T-handle out of it, so that I'll be able to turn it without having a wrench. Same thing over here. I'll do that, and I'll get it cleaned up. Probably sandblast them one more time, and then we can powder coat it. I'll show you these T-bolts after I get them made. Okay, I got my T-handles ready to go. I sandblasted those and these handles, and then I ground down the bolt heads on these. These are just some bolts I had. So I'm going to weld them on there, and then I'll powder coat them. Probably powder coat them the chrome that I've got. Okay, so I've got it all back together, and I've got it sandblasted, and you can see the way these work. You can just slide this wherever it needs to be at, whatever size tire you have there. You can imagine you tighten it down there, and then you can come here and you can loosen this, and this will, whatever height you need it to be, and then snug it down with that. And then you would just turn it around. I said I've got to get 2 collars and some needle bearings for this to ride in, and it'll spin around on the collar and the needle bearings smoothly. It actually spins pretty good right there. Could probably take a tire off there. But anyway, I'm gonna get this thing powder coated, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so I got these parts preheating in the oven here, and we're gonna get them out. I was gonna spray them with matte black. That's all I have right now. I'm waiting on the semi-gloss black to come in from Eastwood, so we'll have to go with the matte black. I picked this up yesterday at Harbor Freight. I haven't painted with Harbor Freight powder coat yet, but we'll see what it's like. There's the parts preheating. I got all my stuff set up. We'll be ready to put some powder on it here. All right, got them in there. I'm gonna let them bake for about 10 minutes, see what it looks like. All right, got these bolts in here baking. I'm gonna powder coat them in the chrome color. On here, you can kind of see how it would work. Got my T-handles on there so I can adjust it in or out, up or down. And all I'm waiting on now is the foot. So once the foot comes in, I can make a plate for this, and then I guess I'll powder coat this too, and then mount the foot to it, and that way the duckbill, as they say. So yeah, almost done. Okay, so here's the finished product. You can see I've got, see if it'll focus, I got a needle bearing in the middle and 2 races, top and bottom, and 2 collars to hold it all together. So basically this thing, it just spins around. It's uneven right now because I don't have a tire on there, that centering column. I don't have a centering column for it yet, so, but you see I've already used it. It takes the tires off pretty good. But there's the duckbill. I welded this piece on that I built. I just built like this little bracket that fits the shape of the duckbill there, and yeah, it works good. Yeah, and there's the T-handles. I painted them the chrome color. They work pretty good. We'll show you guys me mounting a tire with it so you can see how it works. Okay, so I've got this tire on here. So one thing I did yesterday is this is the buffing pad that Chris had brought over. I cut a bigger hole in this and a slot for the keeper, and I just did this so I can kind of protect the rim from getting damaged. This goes down over that like that. I don't have a centering cone yet, but it seems to work okay. So this goes through here and all the way through. That should hold the wheel from spinning. And I'm going to try to get that as center as I can. Okay, so let me stick this tire on. I'm going to make sure that the dot on here is on the front side of the rim. Just going to put a little bit of olive oil on there because that's what I got. This thing should. There we go. There she goes. All right. Now I'm going to secure this wheel down with this thing. What I'm doing is just securing the wheel down to the tire changer. Hope it won't move. Okay. So what I'll do here, go ahead and lift this thing up and slide it in. Get it over on the tire. Lock her into place. Lock this into place. And put some more of this olive oil on here. Help persuade it on there. Alright. Now, get that, the front piece above the tire, the back piece, or front piece below the tire, and the back piece above it. From here, probably need a rim clamp. I don't have one. I'm just going to try to hold it here. There we go. Oh yeah, just like that. So it goes on pretty easy. And that plastic piece doesn't damage the rim, so that's good. So that's how that works. This thing helped protect the rim on this other one I put on, so it works out pretty good. All in all, pretty happy with it. That's a good mod to have for this tire changer. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. As always, thanks for watching.